Attendez, yes, good. OK. Alors, on va parler de plan d'affaires. Premièrement, j'aimerais savoir, est-ce que vous savez où aller chercher vos plans d'affaires? Est-ce que tout le monde sait comment aller chercher ses plans d'affaires? Oui, oui, oui. Bon, OK, parfait. Est-ce qu'en ligne, vous savez comment aller les chercher? Je vais vous envoyer le site, là. C'est le même. Voilà. Je vais l'envoyer dans le groupe. Voilà. OK? Donc, plan d'affaires. Pourquoi est-ce qu'on fait un plan d'affaires? Oops. It's in English today? I thought it was French. Okay, so it's English today. Good to know. So business planning. So, what is a business plan? Anybody can tell me what's a business plan?
It's a map.
It's a map, yeah. Yes, I like that. Yeah, it's a map. Okay, what else? So let me ask you something. You guys put a map, or you guys put a destination, and the destination is, I don't know, let's say Toronto. Okay. What happens into your, what are you looking at on your GPS? What do you see? You're seeing the itinerary, right? And then you're seeing where you are. Have you noticed that if you turn somewhere wrong, it readjusts? Business plans are the same. Business plans are not something to be done and put in a drawer and not to be looked at. A really good business plan is it's a document that outlines what you want to do, and it's a working document. So it's a document that you actually have to look at on weekly basis, on monthly basis, on quarterly basis. Okay? So every week you're looking at your business plan and you're saying, okay, so think of it that way. A 1-year plan would be Montreal to Toronto. Okay? When you look at it quarterly, it's where do I stop for gas? Where do I need gas? Or where do I eat? Or where do I go to the washroom? Or whatever, right? So where am I going to stop? These are quarterly. Okay? Monthly is to make sure that you're on target. Am I on the right way? And the weekly is actually traffic. There's traffic, there's something, there's a problem, how to fix it. See that image in your mind, and that's your business plan. That's why it's important to review your business plan regularly. Okay? Because it's something that you can adapt and you can change. So right now we're in June, right? So if you were to do a business plan and the business plan says you have to be, let's say your business plan says I got to do 20 transactions. We're in June. Have you done 10? No. How many have you done? 12. Well, you're in front of your business plan. Or I've done 8. I'm behind. Now it's going to be your decision. I have 6 more months. Am I going to do 12? Or will I stick to 5? Or will I, sorry, not 12. Yeah, right, 12. Will it be 12 or will it be 10? Am I okay to lose 2 more deals? Or I'm not? Well, if you're not okay, then you need to adjust. So for example, if let's say it takes you on average 200 contacts to get a sale, right? And you need 12 more sales, then that means you have to make 20 more calls. You can't do 200 contacts. Let's say 200 contacts is what you do in a week or in a month or whatever that is. If the volume that you're doing right now gives you 8 transactions, so I'll give you an example, okay? Everybody has pen and paper? Who doesn't have pen and paper? Okay, you all have something to write on? Okay, so think of it that way. So in the first 6 months, you've done 8 transactions, okay? So write them down, 8 transactions in 6 months. And for those 8 transactions, let's say you've contacted a total of 2,000 people, okay? So how many contacts does it take to make 8 sales? How much? Wow, no. I just gave you numbers. I want numbers. I gave you 2 numbers. What did I give you on here? 8 transactions. 250. Do you know why it's 250 on here? Don't just write 250. You guys understand where that comes from?
Yeah.
You do? Who doesn't? Okay, good. Thank you. I said you did 2,000 contacts contacts and you've made 8 sales. So how many contacts did it take you to make a sale? 250, which is coming from what number? 2000 divided by 8, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's where we come into 250. Follow me so far?
Yes.
Okay. So now we have to do 12 transactions for the next 6 months. So how many contacts do I have to make? No. Amir, I want Amir to answer me. How many contacts do I have to make?
So how many?
If it takes me 250 contacts to make 1 sale, and I need to do 12 sales, how many contacts do I have to make?
With the numbers?
Amir, how many contacts does it take to make 1 sale? Thank you. Take out your calculator. Use it. It's okay. So if it takes me 250 contacts to make 1 sale,
250 contacts.
to make 1 sale, and if I want to do 12 sales, how many contacts do I have to make? 3,000. 3,000, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now you understand that you're behind on contacts. Good news is you know what it takes to get to where you need to go. How can you get to where you let's say it's not possible for you to do 3,000 contacts. It's not possible. Let's say it's not possible. You made the math and you're like, if I go too fast, I'm gonna get pulled by the cops and I'm gonna lose my license. I can't go faster to get to Toronto. Same principle. Think of it that way. You're supposed to be halfway, but you're way behind, and you need to get to Toronto by 5 p.m. You can't go faster than 120 because you're gonna get pulled, right? So, same thing here. Now you know how many contacts you need to make. So either you're gonna improve the quality of your contact, have a better contact, a better list, improve your closing skills, improve your listing skills, improve your objection handlers script, right? In order to maybe be able to still do 12 transactions, but instead of 3,000, maybe to do it in 2,500 contacts. And that's why I say it's a working document. It's something that you're looking at on a weekly basis. It's very important that you enter those information. A lot of times people say, Fadi, can I sit down with you and I want to review my business plan? And I say, oh, sure, bring it up. I see the business plan's empty. So how many contacts did you make in the past 5 months? Oh, I didn't put them in. So how am I going to be able to help you if I don't understand where you're at? That's like somebody saying, how do I get to Toronto? Okay, where are you? I don't know. Well, are you on Earth? Well, maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, you're on Earth? Great. Where? Let me check. Guys, I can't help you that way. You need to tell me where. I need to see where you are in order to give you the roadmap on how to get to Toronto, right? So it's very important that you understand this is a working document, okay, that is a step-by-step working document, okay? Very, very important that you understand that. So, I just covered that. Okay, so how do we look at a business plan? So let's say you had your first business plan and you've said, okay, I'm going to build I'm going to do a 20 transaction year, okay, 30, 40, 50, 100, 10, whatever you decide. One way that I always looked at, I always look at every single one of my business plans for the past 7, 8 years at least. And I've always looked at growth of at least 20%. I've always aimed for 25%. Okay? But you have to have a personal and business commitment to growth. And growth is not money. Watch what I'm saying. Okay? So let's say you're making 100,000 one year. If your objective is to make 120,000, it's wrong. And I'll tell you why it's wrong. Anybody here can tell me why I think it's wrong?
Because once you can make the 120 in 6 months, if you do it, you'll slow down. There's no space for you to grow anymore.
Yeah, that could be, but I'm not talking about that specifically. I'm talking about
Well,
the
if you take
20% being
One extra
cash.
listing, it could equal that difference, so if you should focus on your number of listings maybe instead of your money. Because one extra listing, it's like a fifth of that, so.
Okay, I'm gonna make it easy for you. $1 million to $1.2 million. Because you guys are stuck with the 20,000. I need 200,000. Why don't I look from $1 million to $1.2 million? I just told you increase 20%. What is 20%? It's 20% of $1 million is 200,000. Fadi, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, you should be at $1.2 million, right? And I'm saying no. Don't look at the money. Why? Or what am I asking you to look at?
Your skills.
Not well, that's part of it, obviously. It's part of your skill. Yes. Why? Why do I concentrate? I would say, let's say my average commission is 10,000. I'm not going to look at moving from $1 million to $1.2 million. I'll go from 100 to 120 transactions. Why? Why do I look at transactions and not money? And by the way, I do the same thing here as a company. I don't look at money. I look at transactions. Why? Anybody can tell me? Why is it important to look at transactions versus money? Money is actually the basis of it, right? Why am I saying go to transactions and not money? So let's see what Maya here said. Maya says growth in customer base. Yeah, correct. What else?
Oh, one transaction could give you that 20% you're lacking.
That's what I'm saying.
No, okay.
I know you guys are trying to get that 20,000. It's not you're not thinking how I want you to think.
Well, if you're taking more listings, you're being more efficient with your time, you're becoming better at closing, tu gères plus, you're doing everything better if you're taking more
So let me
listings.
ask you something. Let's look at two markets. Okay? Average sell price was 500,000 and it's gone up 3 or 4%. Have your commission gone up 3 or 4%? Yes, it has by default. So if you're making $1 million or whatever you're making, 100,000, okay, by default you should be at 105, or you should be at 95 if there's a price drop. So considering the money being the basics, that's where the mistake comes, because you cannot concentrate on productivity, like you said, if you're looking at the money side. See, the people that were listing and selling real estate in 2019, 2020 came in and they had no sales. It was bad. And then it went crazy. So if you're looking at the number of dollars, then the problem is you're not looking at your productivity, which is what you were saying, right? I look at productivity being a number of units. I don't care about the money. Because money eventually is the result of the unit. But money is not something that I can consider production. I'll give you a typical example. If you look at any business in the world, look at banks, look at car manufacturing, look at computer manufacturing. If you look at Apple will not say we're going to sell $752 million. What did they say? We're going to come up with this new product and we're going to sell 2,500,000 units. Following? So you always look at the units. You don't look at the price, because price can vary with inflation or deflation. But production is the basis of everything. It's the basis of cost. Remember that. What is the basis of cost? Is it money or is it units? So I'll give you an example. You take two listings, and one is $10,000 listing and the other one is a $15,000 listing. Do they have the same cost base? What's less or what's more? I don't see any more or less. I say the same damn thing. Are you still gonna take pictures?
Yeah.
Are you still gonna put on Pinterest? Are you still gonna get those calls? Are you still gonna answer those calls? Right? So the cost is the same.
Yeah.
If you're selling a $10,000 commission, or let's say $500,000 listing or $1 million listing, the work is exactly the same. So your cost basis is the same. So if you start to analyze your business based on dollars, then you're going to start making mistakes. And that's why you have to look at them as units, because your cost is per unit. Apple goes and says, I'm going to sell 2.5 million units because they know their cost per unit. They know how much material they need. They know how much manpower they need. They know how much electricity they need. They know everything. The cost of that phone that they're putting on the market, they know to the penny how much it costs them. So let's say their cost per phone is $100 and they're selling it at $1,000. It's great. If the market's willing to pay $1,002, well, then sell it at $1,002. But if the market's not willing to pay more than $800, well, at least they know their cost per unit, and they'll decide if they're going to accept $800 or not. See? So it's very important that you understand that your basis is units. It's not money. So the growth that I suggest is 20% in units. So if you're able to sell 20 properties in 1 year, then your objective is to sell 24 or 25 the year after. Not telling me, yeah, but Fadi, I did 20 transactions and I made 200,000. This year, you know what? I just made 220 transactions and I made 250,000 because I took better listings. That doesn't tell me that you're a productive person. That tells me that you thought a little bit, you're smart enough to believe that maybe that's the type of property you want to sell. But I'll tell you something. When the market's going to hit you, you're going to go down two ways. If the market goes down, if the interest rate keeps going up and the market crumbles, you're going to lose two things. You're going to lose number of units and value. So if you don't know how to go up from 20 to 25 and then to 30 or 35 units, and you're always at that 20, well, when it's going to go down to 15 and the prices will go down, then you're getting a double whammy. You're losing transactions and you're losing average commission per unit. Follow me? And then your iBusiness. So this is why when you look at your business plan, it's never about money. Well, obviously some of it is about money. You have to have that, but it's always about units. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's about? Good? Okay. Awesome. So your business plan, what does it have? What does this consist of? By the way, it's all there in your business plan that we've built for you, okay? It has a recap of last year. So what have I done last year? I should be able to look at you each one by one and say, Luda, how many dues did you do last year? You should know. 14. Where did they come from?
Mostly circle with influence.
Okay, how many of them out of the 14, how many were circle of influence? 100%. What does that tell me? She's not prospecting at all, right? So yeah, can you go from 14 to 16 by luck? You could. Can you go from 14 to 10 by luck? Yeah, you could. Can you go from 14 to 0 by luck? Yeah. Can you be out of business by luck? Definitely. Why? Because you don't have a sustainable way of generating an income. So every person that has his sphere of influence given him more than 50% of their business coming from circle of influence tells me that that person cannot grow. Why they cannot grow? Anybody can tell me why they cannot grow? So let's say 100% or 90% of your business comes from sphere of influence. Why can it not grow? Or barely grows?
Because you have a specific amount of people that you know.
Exactly.
And only 10% of them refer to you.
Absolutely. So let's say she has 150 people in her circle of influence, 10% refer her business. That's 14 transactions, 15 transactions. So how many more people would you get to know? Let's say you get to know another 10. Well, it's going to give you one more transaction. How many people do you know versus how many people you don't know? Right? There's a whole city of 4.5 million people that you don't know. You may know 150 of them, 200, 300. The most popular people, maybe 400, 500, 1,000. 4.5 million is much more than 1,000. Okay? There's much more business outside than inside. And I'm not saying leave it and throw it away. No, I said to you, 50% of your business should come from your circle of influence, people you know. But the other 50 has to come from outside sources. Why? Because that's how you're going to be able to build a business and grow it by 20 or 25 or 30% a year. That's the only way you can do it. Make sense? Yeah? Okay, good. So you need to, one, recap last year. Second, you need to be able to source the businesses. So where does it come from? And by the way, everything is in your business plan. If you put in all the data in your business plan, next year you'll know exactly how many people came from expired, how many people came from a sign call, how many people came from just listed, from just sold, from a sphere of influence. Okay? And the cool thing is you're going to be able to look at your numbers and say, oh, okay, so I have a lack in this, or I have a lack in that. Maybe I should work on this, or maybe I should work on that. It'll give you a roadmap on what you need to work on. So your production goal, that's the third thing. You need to have your production goal. Production is not money. Remember, production is units. Okay, production goal. Number 4, the numbers required to achieve that goal. We just gave you an example. So if it took me 2,000 contacts to make 8 sales, then that means I'm doing 250 contacts per sale. Now I know how many contacts I'm going to need in order to build whatever plan I want to build. Again, if you enter the information on daily basis, that information is available for you. So it's like somebody that says, dude, I know that if I need to go to Vancouver, I know that my car can easily drive at 120 kilometers. I won't get any tickets. And I know that personally, I need to stop every 4 hours for a break, or every 2 hours, or every 1 hour, or every 7 hours. It depends on every person. So you'll know, if you drive long enough, you'll know how you are as a person. Therefore, you can project where you're going to go the way you are as a person. It's the same thing for your business. It's exactly the same thing for your business. So the numbers required to achieve the goal. The fifth element, you can write them down, is the actions. Now, I had a conversation with my son. Okay, my son is an analytical man, and he's planning. And I said to him, I want to say to you guys, action beats planning 1,000,000 to 1. I'm not saying don't plan. Today I'm talking about planning. But action beats planning 1,000,000 to 1. Because you can plan all day long. If you don't take the action, what is it worth? Nothing. If you don't plan but you take action, what is it worth? A lot more. Right? If you don't plan to make calls, but you actually pick up the phone and make calls, how much is that worth compared to planning to make calls and not making the calls? Right? So action is very important. That's why when you put a plan in place, now you have to put an action plan on how to get to those numbers. But the action plan is something that you have to do. It's a decision that you'll have to make and do. Okay, so that's very important. If you have a coach, don't argue with them. Just do whatever the damn coach tells you to do. Just stop arguing. Who here has a coach? Have a coach? All 3 of you? Okay. Don't argue with them. They say do this, just say okay. Try. I'm telling you, you'll have a lot more results than if you argue with them. Because when you're arguing with them, who's losing? Why? You're actually losing twice. You know why you're losing twice?
You're paying him.
You're paying him, and you're not doing what he's asking you to do. So you're paying money to lose money. Like that doesn't make sense, right? It took me some time to understand that. So it's okay. It's not like we all get through that ego thing that but this is okay if Fadi would do that, but not Michael. Or Michael's okay with this, but not Stefan. No, don't do that crap. Just when they say to do something, they won't lose anything when you don't do it. They don't care. They still get paid. Whatever time they pass with you, they're paid. So either you take that to your advantage and build a business, or lose. You can't win by arguing. Okay? I've always taught you this, and I'm going to say it again. You can either be rich or be right. Decide. A lot of right people are very poor, and a lot of rich people are wrong all the time. Doesn't matter. Rich people are not there to say they're right. They don't care. This works, they'll take it. If it doesn't work, they won't take it. They like blue, doesn't matter. If white sells, they'll sell white. They won't sell blue. Doesn't matter. Okay? So remember that. Right, a lot of right people are very poor. Remember, and you can actually see them. You go, I mean, how you notice the ones that argue the most, they don't
Yeah.
like, dude, there's nothing to do with them. You're looking at them like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, 100%. Okay? It's a decision. Don't try to be right. Learn from whatever your coach tells you to do, okay? So, as your business grows, guys, as your business grows with time, your maturity grows. So, I'll ask you guys questions, okay? So, how long you been in business?
A year and a half.
A year and a half. So, let me ask you. So, a year and a half ago when you started, what was your background, work background? What did you do?
I had a salon.
Beauty salon?
Yes.
Okay, so you had clients?
Yes.
Okay, so were these clients referring you other clients and stuff? Or were you advertising? How were you running your business?
Yeah, I was advertising.
You were
online.
advertising
Yes.
online? Using all these beautiful pictures on Instagram and all that crap? Okay, great. That would bring you some people.
Yes.
That would build it. So, and then you went into real estate. So
Correct.
you quit
Yeah, I quit.
completely? Okay.
I moved out of Montreal to Ontario, then came back.
Really?
Yes.
So you were in Montreal?
Yes.
You moved up, you did that?
Yeah, I did.
Why the hell would you do this?
Stupid, I know.
Exactly. That's a,
Very.
so what part of Ontario did you go to?
London.
Yeah, I've been there.
Nothing.
Yeah, I've been there many times. Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to London, came back to Montreal. You started your business in real estate.
Yes.
So let me ask you this: what was your experience when you started in real estate?
Well, I was lost. Didn't know what to do.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. But you did pretty well. What did you do in your first year? How many
12
deals?
deals.
What? 12 deals.
Yes.
Good. What did you learn? Like, okay, so let me ask you this: what did you learn after the first deal?
Well, what did I learn? That this business, you have to work hard. It's not what we see on TV.
Good. Thank
I
God.
learned that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So all that $1 million crap is
Yeah,
not
I
real?
came with a
Thank you.
goal to make,
Yeah, yeah.
millions.
Yeah,
Rich.
obviously. Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to work 2 hours a week and I
And
want to
be
make a
rich.
gazillion dollars. Yeah, correct. Okay, so you realize that it's bullshit.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Okay.
And I realized also too, the more people you talk to, the more money you're gonna make. You can be a undercover real estate agent.
Good. So you can't be James Bond.
No, I
Good.
lost a lot of deals being an undercover.
Being a James Bond.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. So let me ask you another question. So that's pretty cool. So let me continue the conversation. When you learn these things, today when you have a conversation with a seller or a buyer, so are you more comfortable having a conversation or less comfortable?
Now I'm more comfortable.
More comfortable. So now if you're having a conversation, right?
Yeah.
Whereby the first time was like boom, 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 right? So do you feel that the transaction is faster? It's done better,
Yeah, of course.
quicker,
Yes,
more efficiently?
yes,
So you're improving?
yes.
Now imagine if you project yourself. So how many deals did you do this year so far?
6.
6 so far.
Yeah.
So I want you to imagine your 600th deal. I know it's a little bit far,
Mhm.
but imagine, okay? Imagine what it would be like when you're gonna do that number 600.
Yeah.
How easy do you think it's gonna be?
Very.
Very easy. It's like, tuck, 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 tuck. Paperwork done, finished. So you can get to that. How do you get to that? How do you get to that level where Like a transaction is just in and out and it's just paperwork and you're done and it's a one phone call and the deal is finished. It's closed. By the way, that's where I am. I barely work in selling. I work a lot in business and all that stuff, as you know, but as selling, I still make all the every year I make my numbers and they're beautiful, but I barely work. Why? Because it's easy. For me to sell a $5 million building, it's pretty much cookie cutter. I could do that sleeping. My first deal was a nightmare. So you evolve, you become better and better and better, you become more mature, more knowledgeable. And this is important that you understand that if it takes you 250 contacts to make a sale, it doesn't mean it's always going to take you 250. Therefore, you have to understand this fact. You say, yeah, but Fadi, Jesus Christ, I spoke to 3,000 people and I made 10 sales. Yeah, correct. Yes, you're right. Well, Fadi, you're asking me to make 20 sales. Now I need to speak to 6,000 people. The reality is not that. Reality is it's going to take you less and less and less and less contact per sale with time. Why? Because you learn what to say, how to say it, how to answer an objection, how to get the appointment, how to pre-qualify the appointment, how to prepare the VIP package, sending it, receiving it, making sure that what they're saying is registering. Okay, that one is money, that one is commission, that one is time, that one is tack, 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 tack. You're ready now. And when I go see him, I'm not going to have the same conversation as when I see her. Because him, it's about the commission. Her, it's about the time. She needs to be out in 2 weeks. So it's not the same conversation, right? And so on and so forth. So that, my friends, is your experience. And the experience comes from the number of transactions. So the faster you understand that you need to make more transactions, the more money you'll make. Now, I made some math yesterday with my niece, okay? And I'm going to tell you the same thing. The faster you'll learn something, the better. Don't wait. I told her about investing, and I said, let me give you an example of an investment. I said, if you were to invest $1,000 today, at the age of 65, you'll have $299,000. She said, what? I said, yep. I said, if you wait 1 year and you do that next summer, you know how much that amount is? It goes down from $299 to $277. You lose $13,000 by waiting 1 year. Same with you. Think about it. If you can make 12 deals the first year and then push it to 15 or 16 or 20, ideally this year, I know that's your objective, and that's 20 plus 12, 32 experiences. You push it a little bit more, now you're getting momentum. Not only that you're getting momentum, you're getting knowledge momentum. It's much, much, much easier. Listen to this, okay, guys? Listen to this. Much easier for a person to go from 25 deals to 50 deals. From 25 to 50, how many is that? It's 25 more. 100 times easier than to go from 5 to 10.
Yeah.
I always say to people when they start in real estate, I say, get your damn first property quick. Don't wait. The faster you sold, the faster you list it, the faster you sell it, the faster it's going to become easy. Because the second one's going to be easier. And the third one's easier. And the fourth one's easier. And then the fifth one, and then the sixth, and then the 10th, and then the 20th. But I'm telling you, to go from 25 to 50 is 100 times easier than to go from 5 to 10. 100 times. You know why? Because you just got to tweak a few things. Think of it in another way. You have a car. The car is stopped, and then you need to start driving, right? What do you do with the gas? Push on the gas. A lot or a little. Let's say you want to go to 30 kilometers an hour. You need to press on gas. And you get to 30, right? When you're going from 30 to 60, is it the same amount of gas? How about from 90 to 120? It's even less gas. How about if you just want to stay at 120? Cruise control. You're done. Doesn't take any gas or almost none. Why? But you're going fast. It's the same thing in business. The most difficult portion of your business is when you start. And the most difficult portion of your business is when you have your ego that's bigger than you. Okay? Good? Okay, so I covered this. I said you guys got to review your business plan every week. Okay, so one of the things that you should have is if you have a coach, you should share your business plan with your coach. Do you guys do that? Do they check your plan every day, like your numbers? How about you? Check your analyzer?
Yeah, no, he doesn't with mine because I don't think he knows I have this one. I have one with him.
Which one do you have with him?
He made it for me.
Who's your coach?
Maybe he's done. He's in LPM training.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, you guys have my carry? Why don't you have my carry?
Now, a 1 year contract with them.
Aren't they finished?
Or-
Isn't
no,
it finished? Not yet? When is it gonna finish?
November.
Can you cancel? This is a question.
I'll try.
Try.
ask.
No, but I mean, it's at least so we can speak the same language,
Yes.
right? So he doesn't understand your business plan.
No, you understand the one he created for me. I just never shared that one with him.
No, but which one do you follow? His or
Yeah.
yours?
No, I follow yours.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you know your numbers.
every day.
Okay, good. Okay, that's good. So try to have a conversation with your coach and hand it over. And by the way, every October we do the business planning again. Okay, so I'll do that again this October. It's a good time to share it with everybody you know. If you have kids, anybody here has kids? Share it with the kids. You know what I'll tell you? You guys want to make money? You want to make money very easily, very fast? How old are your kids? Perfect. You? We could work with that. But 7 is good. Okay? So you do this. Sunday. When you have your license, Sunday night, you bring one, you bring him here, you say, who's your best friends in school? And he's gonna say John and Mary and Muhammad, whatever. Great. I'm gonna invite you and all your friends to McDonald's Saturday if I get a listing. I'm gonna bring you and all your friends. You can go tell all your friends that I'm gonna bring you to McDonald's on Saturday for a party if I get a listing. He's gonna nag everything. Did you get a listing, Mom? Did you get a listing? Mom, I told Muhammad and I told John. You're gonna make me look bad. We need a list. That's how it is. Okay, so that's called accountability. Same thing for your business plan. Have people know about it. The more people know about it, the more it keeps you accountable to what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? Ideally, your coach first. Okay? So, yeah, I just covered that. So, do you guys have any questions for me? Yes, ma'am.
I have two. First one.
Jeez, great. I like that. Go ahead.
In the business plan, the
Mhm.
day that we don't work, let's say Sunday.
Yeah.
Do we put 000
Yeah.
everywhere?
Oh,
Or
just
put
keep it empty.
nothing?
Yeah, when you keep it, by the way, in your business plan, when it's empty, when it's nothing, it's considered zeros.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Second one
Yeah.
is, in the business plan.
So, hold on. Just a second. Okay, so let's say Sunday.
Yes.
Let's take that Sunday. You're not making any calls.
Yeah, if you don't make no calls.
No, but hold on. Are you doing anything else? Are you doing visits?
Yes.
Okay. So whatever, for example, so let's say you have an offer or something, you have to enter it. Even if it's 0 calls, it's okay.
Okay.
Because what we do is the math is basically done on number of transactions, amount of dollars, divided by the number of contacts. So even though, like, let's say that buyer or that seller, you've taken 2 months ago, now you're closing, the average still plays around. So yeah, you still put your numbers but if you say, look, Fadi, Sunday, I'm in front of TV and I'm not doing crap. I'm not even answering my phone. It's fine. Keep it empty. Okay? Go ahead. Second question.
Yeah. In the business plan too, it shows you that most of your business comes from, example, expired.
Most of the business comes from expired. That's
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
Does that mean that you should focus on making more expired calls, or should you work on your skills with the other ones?
Okay, very good question. So 50% of my business comes from expireds. I don't have enough in my database, whatever, okay? Should I continue pushing a lot the expireds? Yes and no. I would say no, but I'm still gonna say yes to help you out. Yes, because it's gonna keep giving you business. No, because if you were in 2021, there was no expireds. So if your only strength was expireds, you would have no business, you would be out of business. So you always have to balance it out. Okay? So balancing out is this. For me was 42 contacts. And I had to do 42 contacts and it was all mixed up. So I had past clients or sphere of influence, people I know on first name basis, just listed, just sold, expireds, FISBO. Obviously, the more you're going to do FISBOs, the better you're going to become with them. The more you do just listed, just sold, the better you're going to become with them. So that's why when you balance it out, if a market is taking a dip, then you have more expires, more FISBOs. Great. Market's going very high, you have less of these guys, you still got to do business. Okay? So I would balance it out. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe you could do a little bit more expires just to make sure that you have a lot more income coming in, but don't ever discount the others, ever. Okay, make sense?
Thank you.
Any other question? Okay, I have questions online. I have Mauro, he says money will follow, you're right. Mai says more footprint in the market, correct? Yeah, we spoke about that. Okay, any questions online? No? Any questions here? Good. Thank you guys so much for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.